Well, I want to move on into what I call the speed ramp.
Okay.
This is the portion of the show where I'm going to just do some Q&A rapid fire style, where the first thing that pops up in your mind,
Okay.
give it to me. All right?
Sure.
Cool. And I think you might have actually answered this already, but what movie can you watch over and over again?
I mean, there's a few, but I mean, anything from Harry Potter or Star Wars, I could watch over and over again and really never get tired of any of them. It's like once they're on, it's sort of like fall down a rabbit hole and I'm like stuck.
Okay. We spoke about different genres, but is there a genre of film you mostly gravitate to?
No. I like a lot of fantasy, maybe not whimsical fantasy.
Right.
Certainly sci-fi fantasy. I don't like horror, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big romantic comedy person either, but I do like comedies. And I mean, I wouldn't say I like any period pieces either, but I would safely say like sci-fi and fantasy.
Right. Okay. What, we've been watching a lot of TV.
Yes.
Being that we're sheltered in here, but what TV series would you recommend to someone right now, like to watch right now? Gentified, yeah, that is a really funny one. On Netflix, yeah, it's an episodic. It's 10 episodes, right? We're almost done with the first season, but that's a really good one, Gentified. Let's see. All right, since you heard about mine, what was one of your childhood celebrity crushes?
Do I have to stay within the 80s?
No, childhood. Your childhood.
Yeah. I mean, I like Michael Jackson. I went through that. I guess I went through my little Prince period.
Okay.
Trying to think if there was like any actors that kind of stood out. Not really. I'm sure if I were to like pull out my old diaries, I would like, oh my God. And I like
Well, yeah, mostly musical artists, right?
Yeah. Not so many actors, really.
Right. Yeah, no, but I just said celebrity.
Yeah.
Anybody that inquiring minds want to know. An adult celebrity crush. Who do you have a crush?
Currently?
Yeah, currently. I know.
This is your confessional episode. It's not mine.
No, other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which you...
I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is really just very nice to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need a hall pass? No.
Okay. We're just going to give you one anyway.
I don't.
If you could be a background actor on any film ever, which film set would you love to be on?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Ooh, I guess Empire Strikes Back. I mean, that's like a coveted spot to be an extra on any of those movies because
Were all of those filmed in England? At Pinewood in England? They were.
Yes. And then other places around the globe.
Right.
But for the most part, it's said Pinewood. Yeah. That's such a covet. Even the extra roles are so coveted now because the productions of any of the movies have been so hush-hush.
Right.
To find out anything is like huge.
Yeah. So, speaking of franchises, would you consider that your best movie franchise? Or what would be your best movie franchise?
Yeah, I think the Star Wars series is like the best movie franchise. I mean, and that is just looking at it from a collective because each movie has its own merits. Obviously, the jewel being The Empire Strikes Back, and then all of the others sort of just fall to the wayside.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they have iconic scenes, and certainly, as a collective.
Yeah. All right, cool. So my last one. Will you ever say Candyman 5 times?
No.
Oh, it's 5. Come on, how is it not 3? That's super cliche.
You gotta watch the movie to know. You gotta say it 5 times.
I don't want PTSD like mommy.
Oh my goodness. Well,
that was so dirty. So low.
That was the speed ramp.
You see if I do another episode now.
Well, this was fun though. I actually had fun. To thank you for joining. In these times, I think this was super cool to do.